Hello everyone. Today we will see about the four-stroke cycle engine, that is about the four-stroke diesel engine. Now there are four strokes of the in four-stroke cycle engine. First one is the suction, then compression, then power, and the last one is the exhaust. In the power stroke, initially the piston at the TDC, here you can see that this level is called as the TDC level. This is the cut model of the four-stroke cycle engine. Here this level is the TDC, that is the top dead center level, and now the piston is at the BDC, that is the bottom dead center level. Now at the suction stroke, at the suction stroke, the inlet all is open. The inlet all gets open. This all gets open and piston moves in a downward direction. And as the piston moves in a downward direction, that time here inside the cylinder there is vacuum pressure is created. That is the suction pressure is created. And as the inlet all is open, like here this in the suction stroke, the fresh air is incorporated inside the cylinder volume in the suction stroke. Now piston comes to the BDC, and when it starts to move in upward direction, that time the inlet all gets closed, and simultaneously exhaust all is also closed. And as the piston moves in the upward direction, that time all the air gets compressed only into the clearance volume. Now at the end of compression stroke, that is when the piston at TDC, that time the fuel, that is the diesel, is injected through this injected inside the cylinder volume. And as there is high pressure due to the compression, that may range up to the 500 to 550 kg per centimeter square. At that much higher pressure, the compressed air is at high temperature, and at that condition, when the diesel is injected inside the cylinder, it gets ignite, and there is explosion of the fuel. And because of that explosion, the burn gases exerts a pressure over the piston head, and that is why the piston is pushed in the downward direction with intense force. Now this intense force is transmitted through the piston, through the connecting rod, then through the crankshaft towards the flywheel, and flywheel rotates with high speed. Now as piston comes at the BDC, that is the bottom dead center, at the end of power stroke, then it again starts to move in the upward direction. That time exhaust all gets open. At that time exhaust all gets open, and all the burnt gases are expelled out. And this is a continuous process. At first there is suction stroke, then compression stroke, then power stroke, and then last one is the exhaust stroke. Means only during the four stroke only the power is generated in the power stroke, and the other three strokes are idle strokes. And the different components of the engine, that is this is the piston, then this is the piston pin, also called as the gudgeon pin, then this is connecting rod, then this is the crankshaft, and here this is the flywheel.